Welcome to the IllumiNewsroom. Well, today has been a day. There are a lot of cards to get through, let's just get to them. First up is Rapunzel, gifted with healing. You know, I kept second guessing myself on whether or not certain characters would get in, and I should have just stuck with my gut. Rapunzel is our second Amber Legendary, a 1/5/2 lore for 4, with, when you play this, heal up to 3 damage from one character, draw a card for each damaged heal. That's great! The body is very meh for its cost, but that doesn't matter if you get to heal up a friend and draw 3 cards. She's also another Princess in Amber for the Moana deck. If there weren't already 2 Floodborn in Amber, I'd say there'd be a Floodborn Rapunzel here because this would be a great shift target. Next is Flynn Rider, charming rogue at exactly the collection number he's supposed to be. Huzzah! He's a 1/2/2 lore, can we call these LeFous? For 2, with when this character is challenged, the challenger discards a card. It's here! Gross discard stuff! Ooh! But very fitting for Flynn. Opponents will want to deal with him in a single challenge or shoot him with cannons. He fits perfectly with Cruella and Cheshire Cat, especially since he doesn't need to be banished for the effect to trigger. Now we get a surprise. I certainly didn't have second Maximus on my bingo card. I think we all thought this slot was going to be Lumiere. Maximus Palace Horse is a 4/5/1 lore for 5 with bodyguard and support. Amazing! No notes. Beats Goofy out of the water unless we actually get a viable Musketeer deck. And now another one of those where I shouldn't have second-guessed myself. Emerald Megura. True, slightly different collection number, and she does mean we're very likely getting neither Mad Hatter nor March Hare in this set. Pulling the Strings is a 2/1/1 lore for 2, the first of that stat line we've seen with, when you play this, give a character +2 strength. Just like Vicious Betrayal, this can hit friends or foes, making Emerald continue to be sneaky. I'm interested to see if we get removal or other effects that care about the strength of the card, like something that banishes a character with X strength or more. And now we finally get to see Elsa, Queen Regent, and she's a vanilla. This Amethyst Hero Queen Sorcerer is a 4/4/1 lore for 4 and nothing but flavor text. I don't really see any world where you run this in a deck over Zeus or even Sinister Visitor, but maybe we have yet to see an amazing card with Sorcerer and or Queen synergy, or if Spirit of Winter is a Floodborn like we've been thinking. A bit more spicy is Cusco, Temperamental Emperor. He's a 2/4/3 lore for 5, uninkable with Ward, and when he's challenged and banished, banish the challenger! So Zangier Cheshire Cat, me likey. This guy defo wants bodyguards, so maybe pair Emerald with Amber or Steel so he can keep questing for 3 lore as long as possible. After this is Genie, the ever-impressive, who is the Emerald Donald. The most interesting thing about him is the collection number, which means there's going to be a 3rd Genie. Likely Floodborn? What could he be? Now, these were all revealed in the morning. There was then a Twitter Q&A that answered some rules clarifications, then just started dropping card reveals left and right. Let's get to them! First is Abu, Mischievous Monkey, a Ruby 3/2/2 lore for 3, which seems a little understated compared to Kristoff, but he is a common, so I'm sure he'll be fine in draft. Now, everyone was expecting Abu in this slot, but I think I was the only one expecting our next card. Scar, Shameless Firebrand, Ruby 6/6/1 lore for 8, uninkable Floodborn shift 6. When you play him, ready your characters with cost 3 or less, they can't quest. Clearly you're meant to drop him on top of Fiery Usurper after you've quested with your small guys. Lacking in lore, but a solid body. Now here's one no one was expecting. John Silver, Alien Pirate. I'm so happy about this! Treasure Planet is fantastic, and I am so glad to see it represented here. Silver is an Emerald 5/5/2 lore for 6 ink, villain alien pirate captain, and whenever he's played or quests, he hands out Reckless. This is insane. I need to build a deck around him. I need him. I need this card in my life! The coolest thing is he opens up possibilities of other Treasure Planet cards in this set. I'm so pumped! Next up are Horus and Jasper, just as predicted. Horus, No Good Scoundrel, is a vanilla 4/3/1 lore for 3, while Jasper, Common Crook, is a 2/4/1 lore for 3, with whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character can't quest next turn. This seems better than Iago, though it's not Reckless, so that character isn't forced to challenge, it can just sit there. With Reckless, you guarantee that a character will be exerted on your next turn, provided you give them a challenge target. Moving right along, or flying I should say, is the most ridiculous card I've seen today. Captain Hook thinking a happy thought. He got himself some pixie Dust, and this 2/5/1 lore Floodborn for 5 uninkable has Shift 3, Challenger 3, and characters with cost 3 or less can't challenge him. Jehoshaphat, that is a strong card. Swings for 5, then shouts near near at whatever tries to get back at him. Now, Forceful Duelist seems the obvious shift target, but Count on the Jolly Roger ain't bad either as you improve his stats. You could shift on turn 5, swing for 5, and still have 2 ink to play something else. To go with Hook, we have Tinkerbell, Peter Pan's Ally, a 3/3/2 lore for 5 uninkable with Evasive, and your Peter Pans get Challenger 1. This might suggest we get more Peter Pans, but this would be just fine with the never landing we already have, letting that evasive boy knock out bigger things. Here's another one no one expected, a Ruby Elsa. Ice Surfer is a 3/4/1 lore for 4 with whenever you play an Anna, ready this character and she can't quest. Not too bad, could get in a couple extra challenges in an Amethyst Ruby deck, but mostly seems like common draft filler to be honest. But to round things out, we get the card everyone was waiting for. Elsa, Spirit of Winter, an Amethyst 4/6/3 lore for 8 uninkable with Shift 6, and when you play her, exert up to 2 characters who don't get to ready on their next turn. Very, very nice indeed. Clearly intended to plop on top of Queen Regent, she opens up threats for your Amethyst challengers, or at the very least makes sure high lore opponents don't get any questing done. Fantastic card, and clearly going to be the chase legendary of the set given how popular Frozen is. But if I had to pick a favorite from today, it'd have to be my boy John Silver. I'm just glad to be here, catching some of the light coming off of him. May we get more Treasure Planet!